Lyman Eagles Volleyball is live only on mylocalradio.com. Eagles Volleyball is in session for another action-packed fall season. Carrying you straight through the year and into the state tournament in November. MyLocalRadio.com is here to bring you live video coverage of Lyman Eagles sports. With the opening serve quickly approaching, let's join Jake Hibbard, voice of the Eagles, in the My Local Radio broadcast booth for pregame coverage.
I'm gonna hunt you down. Yeah, I ain't playing around. I'ma take your crown. Man, better run, gonna hunt you down.
Round 2 of the 3A Southwest Conference matches begin tonight. For you, we have number 1 Pinedale hosting number 3 Lyman. And duels both out of the way with the Northwest versus the Southwest. Both of these teams went undefeated. And we are into the final 8 days of the regular season for volleyball. Does Pinedale stay as the top dogs, or does Lyman make a statement on Wrangler floor tonight? Jake Hibbard joining you live on senior night here in Pinedale. We will return with the Big Country Properties pregame show right after this.
Members of Trona Valley Federal Credit Union feel confident that our staff has your best interest in mind, confident that we acknowledge your financial needs, confident that we are always working hard to provide the best rates, best products, and the best service the industry can offer, and confident that we will always work with you to help achieve your financial goals. Join Trona Valley Federal Credit Union today. TronaValley.com, member NCUA.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at Weststar Printing design your business cards. Now with same-day and next-day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit Weststar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. Weststar Printing, 307-789-5202.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
Well, tonight we have number 1 versus number 3 in the Southwest Conference region. Pinedale hosting Lyman in their senior night. Just 8 days, as we mentioned, left in this season, as then we're on to regionals at Lander and then finally state, culminating in Casper in November. The final days of the regular season will also culminate the final days of the October season. We've got a later one this year as far as how the calendar goes. The November month will take control of both regionals and state. But we've got a couple of matches before then that we're able to bring you, namely tonight, and then finally the Friday matchup next week will be the big one, the Bridger Bowl version 2 in the volleyball side, as Mountain View will host Lyman. Now let's take a look at how both of these teams have done at this point in the season as we take our first look of today's volleyball match. It's senior night, so as we mentioned, probably as the clock says 10.5 minutes before the start of the contest, probably closer to 15, as I think they're doing ceremonies a little bit before that. Well, it looks like the conference duels may be a good way to match these teams up, as we most recently saw. As we can take a look down the line, the Southwestern Conference certainly won those conference duels from a week ago. If you're not familiar with them, a different host site is there every year. This year it was Lyman. All the Southwest teams play 4 matches against the Northwest, and well, here's how it cracked down on the Southwest side this year. Pinedale and Lyman both go 4-0. Mountain View goes 3-1 against the Northwest, and then even Big Piney gets in on the fun. The Punchers get their first victory of the season over Lovell. So as a whole, the Southwest defeats the Northwest by a final of 12-4 in the conference duels there. Well, Pinedale and Lyman both go undefeated. Not quite the same as far as the set count goes. It was a 5-set victory for Lyman over Lander Valley and a 5-set win over Worland in their final match, and then a couple of 3-setters winning over Powell and Lovell. As for Pinedale, they kind of cruised over that a little bit easier. They got a 4-set victory over Worland and then swept the rest. Lovell, Lander, and Powell all went down in straight sets. And that puts Pinedale on the season at 19-8 with two state preview ties. As far as max preps goes, they were 2-set contests do not count officially in the standings. So the official standings, as far as the 3A Southwest goes, Pinedale sitting at 19-8 and 3-0 in the conference standings. Mountain View is next at 15-13, 3-1, and then Lyman with a better overall record at 19-11, but 1-2 with a 5-set loss to Mountain View, a game where they faced 4 chances to go ahead and get that victory. They were up 14-10, and Mountain View staved off 4 of those set and match point victory points in that 5th set and came away with a 16-14 victory over Lyman. So next week's contest, that is going to be, I'm sure, a barn burner, as those rival schools will probably be fighting for one of the top spots. As the schedule goes, tonight there's 2 matches happening. Big Piney is at Mountain View, and Lyman is right here in Pinedale. Tomorrow, Big Piney, they switch. Big Piney's at Lyman. Pinedale will be at Mountain View. With a win tonight and tomorrow, Pinedale can clinch the top seed in the Southwest Conference, and then they'll have a final match next Thursday against Big Piney, about 30 miles down the road in Big Piney. And then Lyman will be the final match of the Southwest Conference regular season next Friday, October 25th at Mountain View. But if Lyman can come away with a victory tonight, they're still in it. They need a little bit of help, but they are still in, as if they would need to win out to get that top seed into regionals a couple of weeks down the road in Lander. Mountain View still very much in it. Their path is clear. Defeat Pinedale and then win the rest of their matches. Pinedale, of course, they would be helped out if Pinedale dropped one here tonight against Lyman. I think asking for 2 losses out of Pinedale down the stretch would be quite a big one, but that's what Lyman needs to get into the top seed. For a second seed's finish for Lyman, they could defeat Pinedale tonight and then get a victory over Mountain View, and that would make it no question about it. After that, you get the tiebreakers, which by conference is different, and it changes sometimes by the year. Sometimes it's sets against, sometimes it's common opponents and best win against, all that stuff. So it gets a little murky, but Pinedale with a win tonight and tomorrow would be the number 1 seed. Lyman and Mountain View not out of it, but needing to get first, of course, a win over Pinedale and then a little bit of help from each other down the stretch. On the Pinedale side, they're led by Jamie Strite at the outside position. She is a junior and taking her swings right now. Maybe you can see that on mylocalradio.com. On the Lyman side, the outside hitters Bryce Hansen and Mandy Ayer have been leading the way in kills, but the middle block has been big for them as well. They got Kendall Dickerson and Madison Harrison there. Brooklyn Walker just most recently set the school record for the number of assists in a single match, and that was 66, breaking the previous record of 60 assists. That came in a 5-set win over Lander. We've had a little bit of shuffling. Sage Bradshaw, now the libero as a freshman for this Lyman team. And for Pinedale, as I understand, we could see a little bit different of a roster than we saw last time out, as Roxanne Rogers is now the outside hitter. Last time it was McKinley Bolter about a month ago when we saw them. About a month and a week ago we saw them. And outside of that, we will have Savannah Criddle starting at right side tonight. All the seniors in action will get the start, and then there may be some shuffling after that. We'll give you starters if we get the chance for both of these teams. When we come back, though, we will have head coach of the Pinedale Lady Wranglers, and we'll have her up next on this Big Country Properties pregame show, as Big Country Properties is a proud sponsor of Lyman and Mountain View Sports. and broker Bobby Dolezal is part of the #1 listing and selling agency in the Bridger Valley, both Lincoln and Uinta County sales. Call 307-782-3356. Again, Big Country Properties bringing you pregame coverage. We'll be back with head coach of the Pinedale Wranglers, Tamara Curra, when we return. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on MyLocalRadio.com.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Welcome back to the Big Country Properties pregame show. Lyman being hosted by Pinedale on Pinedale's senior night. Visit bigcountryproperties.com. Now let's hear from head coach of the Pinedale Wranglers, Tamara Curra, on this First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball. I have Tamara Curra with me, head coach of the Pinedale Wranglers volleyball program. This is senior night for you, so, tell me a little bit about some of these seniors who you'll be sending out to the court today. Fond memories, funny stories, anything like that, or just what it means for them to get one more home game.
Well, I started coaching back 3 years ago, and so I have 5 seniors, and so it's kind of exciting to see their growth over the 3 years that I've had them. They'll all be starting tonight, and they are a big part of our team. So I'm excited for them to have senior night and their night and to celebrate them. So I think it'll be a good game, and hopefully they will play well for us.
3-0 down the first half of the conference schedule, but a lot of things can happen. Lyman goes 4-0 in the conference duel. Mountain View goes 3-1. Those are your top competitors as you try to close out. What have you been working on these last couple of weeks of the season to try and go undefeated down that back half of the Southwest Conference schedule?
We're just trying to perfect our defense and make sure that we have a strong defense, and then we're really trying hard to speed up our offense, and so that way you're going to see a lot more hits, for, not just outside and middles, but just a faster offense with different kinds of hits.
I don't like to focus on one player too often all that much. However, at the conference duels, I kept hearing from different parents at different schools. They're doing the same thing. Just go and stop that one girl. Talking about Jamie Stride on the outside. Tell me why it's not that easy to go against and just stop her.
Well, she is a very strong player, and she's very smart when it comes to volleyball IQ. So she sees the court at all times, and she's able to, if she has 2 blocks up, and she's able to do other stuff and make that point. So she's a very smart player overall, and she has a lot of experience. So.
I'm sure she does face the problem that a lot of outsides that see a ton of sets their way, though, and that's double coverage and really a middle just kind of sitting on them. So in situations like that, how does the offense try to play to the strength of maybe sometimes they're sitting heavy outside, or is she that good that she can just power through with regularity?
You know what? We tried to position her so she's not always on the outside. So sometimes in serve receive, we might bring her into the middle or the opposite. And so that way maybe they might not know that she's always going to the outside. So we tried to switch it up for her.
As you get down to the last couple of weeks, like we said, this is an entire team you're trying to put together and have a strong run at the 3A state. It's opened up a little bit after last year's behemoth of Lyman kind of graduated out. You're sitting at the top, but that doesn't mean anything 3 games in. So as a team, what needs to be shored up as you get ready for regionals?
You know what? We just got to stay focused. We got to stay focused on what our goal is, and our goal is to make it to state, and then our bigger goal is to do something at state. So we're just trying to stay focused, not get all those wins to our head, and just take one team at a time.
This year was my first year going to the 3A state preview in Rollins, where you get to see all 16 teams out there competing. How accurate is that usually from when you see them then to when you see them at state or regionals as to how much they may have changed by then? Does that give you a good look normally, or do you sometimes get there and say, wow, they've really grown a lot?
No, I think it's wow, they've really grown a lot. I think you could see a lot of teams grow within that time. I mean, it's a good look, but I really don't hold that, and I just know that teams are going to grow and teams are going to go down, and sometimes teams peak at different times too. So.
That's Tamara Curra, head coach for the Pinedale Lady Wranglers. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
I appreciate it. And thank you to Tamara Cura for joining us as we have the lights partially out. Senior night forthcoming. You heard Tamara Cura mention the 5 seniors. There's 4 on the active team and then a team manager. Those seniors for Pinedale are as follows. Anna Harbor, we'll see her at the libero position. And make sure I've got all that right as I say it. Nora Legursky, a middle blocker. And at the right side, Savannah Criddle. Setter is Maggie Mahanovich, and the team manager is Rachel Foster. We will take a break now on the Big Country Properties pregame show and return with Brescia Hansen, head coach of the Lyman Eagles. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on MyLocalRadio.com.
When I was in foster care,
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
And welcome back to the Big Country Properties pregame show here in Pinedale. Senior night underway as we're getting announced. Rachel Foster right now, the team manager that we mentioned for Pinedale. Lyman trying to come in and start their second half off just right. The only team to have already made past that halfway point is Mountain View. They've played Big Piney twice. I errantly said they were playing them tonight and then was looking over the schedule and thought, no, wait, I was at that game. That already happened. So Mountain View with just 2 conference games left in Pinedale and Lyman. That game against Pinedale will be tomorrow, and then next Friday against Lyman will be their senior night. We will now hear from Brescia Hansen, head coach of the Lyman Eagles, sitting at 1-2 in the conference standings, trying to get a win and go to 500 tonight. I have Brescia Hansen with me, head coach for the Lyman volleyball program. We have Pinedale this Thursday coming up, big conference match, the back half of the schedule, and really just 2 weeks left in the regular season with Big Piney, Pinedale, and then, of course, Mountain View to close out the regular season. How would you like to take what you were able to find successful at the conference duels and then carry over into this week?
I mean, we have 3 regular season matches left, and we're going to go as hard as we can to try to get 3 wins, and then let the chips fall where they may for seeding for regionals. I think that my team did a lot of good things this weekend, but we have certainly a lot of things to work on that hopefully can make us even better for these upcoming matches.
I think the West is really strong as far as that Southwest Conference is. You're looking at some 3 really strong teams in that area, and then you got the Northwest. You took on Lander and Warland, were able to get both of them in 5 sets. Good start. Of course, it doesn't mean anything until you have to beat them for regionals. But what did you see out of your team good, or maybe some room to grow in those matches that you did come away with victories?
Yeah, I thought what got us those 2 wins was we served pretty tough, and that's been an area that's not been the case for us throughout the season. And I think that that's something that we're improving, and we will hopefully continue to improve there. Also, defensively, I thought we did a good job, but we have a lot of room to grow on that end, and I like to see my team push through and get a couple 5-set victories, so that was awesome.
On Saturday, I was watching the match of Pinedale versus a team. I can't recall who it is at the time, but there were some parents from the other side kind of screaming at their players saying, hey, they're going the same place every time. Just stop it. I'm talking about Jamie Strike getting all of her hits. It's not really that simple, though, when you have a player of her caliber of just stopping it, though, is it?
100% easier said than done to try to stop a player as good as her. And of course, we're going to have to do some of that to even hope to be in the match against Pinedale. And so, of course, that's got to be part of our game plan, is trying to contain her.
And as far as your team, where are you need to be doing offensively or defensively to be successful outside of stopping, a very strong hitter and all-around player?
Yeah. My outside hitters are both going to have to show up and go to work and put up some big numbers for us to get past, as they did much of the weekend. Did a good job. Of course, my middle blockers and my right sides are going to have to be busy trying to deter and funnel Jamie so that we can try to play defense and go from there.
Is there any level of predictability as far as where the sets are going when you're taking on a team like that, or does she hit from multiple angles?
From what I've noticed, she's mainly hitting outside, but in serve receive, she does hit some balls out of the middle, and we just have to be real careful to track her and not lose her. There's no room to lose her and be surprised by where she swings too fast to try to react after the play, so we have to try to keep track of her. But yeah, outside and a little bit in the middle.
That's Coach Brescia Hansen for Lyman Eagles Volleyball. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you to both of those coaches joining us in the Big Country Properties pregame show. Broker Bobby Dozal. You can give her a call at 307-782-3356. That number again is 307-782-3356. Or, of course, visit bigcountryproperties.com, whether you're looking to buy or sell. And no matter what it is in real estate you're looking to buy and sell, give Big Country Properties a call. We are about 2 minutes away left on the clock as senior night just ended. So before we go to break here, let's run you through what we understand will be the starting lineups. If there are any changes, we will make adjustments as we see fit. Starting first with the homestanding Pinedale Wranglers. At outside hitter, Jamie Strite wears number 2 and is a 5'8" junior. Roxanne Rogers, the other outside, a 5'7" sophomore. Kai Hansen at the middle blocker position wears number 10, 5'11", and a junior. At middle blocker as well, Nora Legursky playing opposite on the rotation wheel, 5'9", and a senior. At the right side hitter position, Savannah Criddle will get the start, a 5'9" senior. However, we could also see McKinley Bolter play at that spot as well, a 5'7" junior. The setter, a senior, 5'7", and wears number 15, Maggie Mahanovich. The libero, Anna Harbor, is a senior as well, 5'4", and at DS, Riley Dowen, 5'4", junior, wears number 6. Now for your Lyman Eagles, and there are no heights listed, so we will give none, although I think our tallest player probably hovering around 5'10" to 5'11", and then going south from there. At outside hitter, we have Mandy Ayer, a senior, and Bryce Hansen, a sophomore, wearing number 4 and 10 respectively. And then we have Sierra Heaton as a defensive specialist. Brooklyn Walker wears number 13, a junior setter. Kendall Dickerson, a sophomore, wears number 15 and a middle blocker. Madison Harris, a senior and a middle blocker as well. And Sage Bradshaw, she is a defensive specialist as a libero. Wears number 5 with the libero jersey, I believe. And that should just about round us out outside of Emma Nelson, a junior, a right side hitter for Lyman. Now let's hear from Kendall Dickerson, a sophomore middle, who we just gave down the rundown. She is the middle blocker, and have a little bit of a few words from her. After that, we will close out our Big Country Properties pregame show and get ready for the opening set. I have Kendall Dickerson with me, a sophomore middle blocker for Lyman, and okay, your dad does stats for Mountain View, and then you play for Lyman, and that kind of threw me off. He told me your older siblings all went to Mountain View, and now you're going to Lyman. Is that a little funky from now and then? We start in Mountain View, and then now you're in Lyman?
A little bit. Sometimes it's weird when everybody's always talking about their childhood, and I'm just sitting there like I didn't go here. So it's a little different, but it's not bad.
Well, at this point in the season, we're getting down to it where we only have a couple weeks left to go. You're hoping to qualify for state, and we just got off the conference duels. You guys showed really well. You got, in particular, 5-set wins over Lander and Worland. Those were big wins to get because you need to finish top 4 to get on to state, and it's an early good look. Where do you think you guys were performing well over the weekend?
I think we're just doing really well, and I hope we do good this weekend because we have a big game against Pinedale.
Absolutely you do. Now, outside of volleyball, how's school going for you in this fall season as the academics?
It's going really, really good. My parents always told me that if I got good grades, they'd take me to a really fancy restaurant, so.
Where are you going?
Probably Teppanyaki. We've always gone there.
Okay, where's that at?
Honestly, it's somewhere in Utah. I don't really know.
Teppanyaki, that sounds familiar. What is that place?
I don't really know. They serve all different kinds of food there, but they cook the food in front of you where you sit around it.
Yeah, that's what it is. There's a place in like Rock Springs called Sapporo that's a teppanyaki. Yeah, that's fun. So you've been there before. Those are great places. So that's your incentive to do well in class.
Yeah.
What are your good classes this semester?
I have Algebra 2 and Biology, and those are kind of my favorite ones.
Is there one that you're like, man, I got to study extra time just to make sure I don't let this one fall behind?
Mrs. Moretti's class.
What's tough about that?
It's world history and geography, and she gives you homework every night, and if you do not know your stuff, you will fail.
And she knows you're on the road, and you got to kind of keep up with that. Do you ever have to do homework on the bus or anything like that?
A lot of the time, yeah.
She works with you all right on that, getting all the work ahead of time?
Yeah, she's pretty good.
Okay, like you said, you got a big game against Pinedale, and last time it was a loss in 4 sets. Of course, you want to come and get them when it really matters, but you'd like to get them this time as well. Where do you think you guys will need to be, and you'll specifically need to be sharp in this contest?
I think what we really need to do is work on our digging against her and blocking number 2. She is their biggest hitter right now, and she's the one we need to beat.
That's Kendall Dickerson, a sophomore middle for Lyman High School. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
Super kids deserve super care. Experience the difference with board-certified pediatricians Alan Brown, MD, and Bird Gilmartin, MD, at Uinta Medical Group. Whether it's tracking your child's overall health at Well Child Checks or helping your little ones feel better when they're sick, Dr. Brown and Dr. Gilmartin are here to help your child grow, learn, and thrive. Schedule an appointment with Dr. Brown or Dr. Gilmartin by calling 307-789-WELL 9355 or visit evanstonanytime.com.
And that closes out the Big Country Properties pregame show. Thank you to everyone joining us as we had Tamara Cura, head coach for Pinedale, Brescia Hansen, as always, head coach for the Lyman Eagles, and then Kendall Dickerson. She had me all in a bind with the teppanyaki. I'm like, I've heard of that. What is going on? And then I realized as she was describing it, oh, yeah, it's that style of restaurant. And, of course, can understand why she'd want to go there. That's a great place. I had a number that was wrong, and I'd like to amend it now. Sage Bradshaw is number 2 with the libero jersey, not, I think, number 5, as I said. The opening set will go to Lyman. They are on the left side of the net. Pinedale set up on the right. No score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board, of course, as we are about to begin. White jerseys with green sleeves on the side for Pinedale to the right side of the net. Dark black numerals with orange outline and orange lettering atop the numbers. Opening serve is Brooklyn Walker's, and it's over. And a good one to the back left middle. Play underway here as Legursky sends it over on a third bump. There on the return in the first attack is Bryce Hansen's, but a big block at the middle by Kylie Hansen has Pinedale on top early on, 1-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. The serve goes to Jamie Strite, the outside hitter, as she gets it over to the back left side, and Hansen down the line for a kill for Lyman. So 2 points, one either way. One off of a block by Legursky, by Hansen. At Kylie Hansen for Pinedale. And the other, a kill for Lyman. Serve is over, and the attack from Roxanne Rogers is blocked. That's from Madison Harris, but it stays up on Pinedale's side. Rogers with the line shot, picked up by Bryce Hansen. 3 bumps and over. Bradshaw gets it over. Back to Pinedale side on the right side. An attack is down by Criddle. through the hands of Madison Harris, and a point for Lyman, or for Pinedale rather. 2-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 2-1 the score. And to get that clock and scoreboard back up and going here. A shot down and 3 points for Pinedale. Three to 1 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board as a shot now is put down on Lyman's side, and some got a guy right in the camera view. See if we can adjust that in a moment. Madison Harris serves 3-2 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Outside attack, Rogers, cross quarter, inbounds as Madison Harris was backing away from it. Point back to Pinedale. The serve is Riley Dowens. Into the net. And 4-3 the score. Sierra Heaton lofts it over. She's got the serve for Lyman onto Pinedale's side. Right side attack from Rogers. Cross quarter. And a net touch called against Mandy Ayer. Gives the point back to Pinedale. 5-3 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Bradshaw picks up the first return. Backline attack from Bryce Hansen. A kill. And second for Hansen. Ties it up. Or tights it closer, I should say. 5-4 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Ayer serves over. And a dump down. Picked up. That was an attempt by Mahanovic to dump down. Back to Pinedale. Mahanovic sets up outside strike. Cross quarter returned over the net from Bradshaw. First touch from Harbor to the middle again. Blocked down, but stays on Lyman's side. At the middle position is Nora Legursky getting the point. Middle attack puts Legursky back to serve. Kylie Hansen back up into the front line. 6-4, let serve over. Hansen with the first touch up. Right side attack, Kendall Dickerson with the kill. 6-5 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. A slap over by Dickerson. Cross quarter. And Dickerson serves it over. Stride on the first touch. Sets up at the middle. High set from Mahanovic. And open space for Jamie Strike. And the kill. 7-5 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Serve back for Pinedale, Maggie Mahanovic. 5-1 rotation for both of these sides. Setters playing all the way around. Hansen outside, blocked. And that block was from Criddle. Try it again. She goes sharp cross this time. Pushed up from Stripe. The ensuing attack from Jamie. Blocked by Madison Harris. And the point goes Lyman's way. 7-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. First set action here in Pinedale. Brooklyn Walker serves. Long and out of bounds. Too much power on the serve. Gives the point back to Pinedale. Serve over from Jamie Stripes. Walker sets up to Hansen. Tips over the two blockers this time. Pancake is up, but a second hit is into the net. It was Kylie Hansen trying to save that place. 8-7 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Pinedale with the lead. Hansen, good serve, back into the back right of the court, nearly an ace, bumped over by Legursky on the third. Hansen with the return, Walker outside, Ayer with the left hand off, two blockers, and a kill for Mandy Ayer. Shoots past the hands of Criddle, and then Mahanovic shanks it behind her. We're all knotted up on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 8-8 the score. Serve over from Hansen. Jump set, Mahanovic at the middle, and Kylie Hansen tries to open up her swing, go to the back right side, but about 12 feet beyond the net, but it's out of bounds. And Lyman has its first lead of a set. Mahanovic dumps it. Air tries to block, but she gets kind of caught there, and the point goes Mahanovic's way, and Pinedale has tied it back up 9-9 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Serve over is out of bounds from Hansen. She checks out. Harbor replaces her. And the serve for Lyman. 10-9 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Block shot. Dickerson got hands on it. Returned over on one shot. Back to Lyman's side. Air outside through two blockers. And the kill down in front of the arms of Anna Harbor. 2-point advantage for Lyman. 11-9 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Madison Harris serves it long. Ooh, probably was out of bounds, but returned up by Rogers to the middle. A push. That was Kylie Hansen. Rather Legursky there on the push up. At the middle, Dickerson was celebrating after an attack. Third into the net for Pinedale on the attempt by Legursky, so it does go their way, but a little bit early on the celebration there. 12-9 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Lyman on top early on in set number one. Out Jamie Strite. And a kill for Strite. Harris on the first touch up. To the outside, it's flipped through two blockers. And Nelson picks it back up. And point goes Pinedale's way. I think I have someone thinking I've got the wrong stream. It's working fine. I don't know where she's at, who's coming down. 13-10. Someone told me I was on a black screen. That's certainly not the case for me. I think that would be their problem, maybe on the internet side. 13-10 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Air attacks from the outside position, returned over, but just out of bounds. 14-10 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Lyman on top early here. Serve to Sierra Heaton. Ace! Serve in front of Maggie Mahanovic. And check that. That was Roxanne Rogers. 5, not 15. 15-10 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Sierra Heaton serving. And it's to Stride on the first touch. Outside attack, Legursky bounces it off. A lift goes called. Bryce Hansen called for the lift there. And it was an easy one to see. And garnered a large reaction from the Pinedale side of things. 15-11 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Rogers serves out of bounds. 16-11. Five-point lead for Lyman as Mandy Air, the senior, outside, serves it up for the Eagles. Jump set behind her back, and Mahanovic sets up Legursky. It's out of bounds, untouched, and the point is Lyman. 16-11. Should be a 17-11 now. Maybe I put an extra point on too early. Mahanovic dumps it to the center. Diving save from Bradshaw. Outside Hansen rolls it into the donut hole herself. Push up, out of system, strike down the line. Sends Air, who was running to her right, back, diving to her left, but to no avail. Jamie Strite with the kill. 17-12 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. There is the point up. Lyman on top by 5. And we have an ace here. Hansen to Walker, just over. No, we do not. Jump set Mahanovic, outside Strite, attacking from the middle, through the single coverage of the block, and a kill for Jamie Strite. 17-13, her team undefeated in conference halfway through. Down by 4 right now. And an early shocker for Lyman, which is coming off of a 4-0 weekend of the conference duels. Still with a 4-point lead, bump set from Walker. Lyman attacks by way of Bryce Hansen. Outside set, it's Strite through 2 blockers, and she beat everyone there. Skied over Walker for the point. 18, no, make it 17-14 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. And Legursky serves it over. Bradshaw with the first touch. Hansen through 2 blockers. Pushes it over with the left hand. Dumps at Mahanovic. Air not ready. And the kill from Maggie Mahanovic. Her second on the dump over makes it a 2-point contest. Well, Lyman had the big lead. Maybe close to a timeout here for Brescia Hansen in her program. Trying to get a must-have victory to get into a top 2 seeding here at the conference. A roll over by Hansen. Jump set Mohanovic. Strike goes to the center. Diving save from Heaton is there. Roll shot from Hansen to the middle. Mohanovic sets up back to Strite on the outside through 2 blockers. Down the line. Kill. Maggie Mohanovic makes it 17-16, and there's the whistle. 17-16 from down by 5. They make it 6 to a 1-point deficit. Pinedale to serve when we come back. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on mylocalradio.com.
Serving Wyoming since 1941, Plains Tire is Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer with great locations throughout the state. They'll get you the right tires and offer the best results for your vehicle at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Plus, you can go to any Plains Tire Pro dealer with their nationwide warranty service. And check out their Plains Tire phone app.
Come down and see us at Plains Tires on 157 Bear River Drive for all your automotive needs. Hablamos también español.
Welcome back to Pinedale, where the Wranglers have climbed back from down 6 to a 1-point deficit. Lyman breaking the huddle as we welcome you back to first set coverage. Not Sky, that's a former Rock Springs player, Legursky, that being Nora Legursky, with the serve over. And into the net, Bryce Hansen goes on the attempt. 17 all on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Make it a run for Pinedale, and now to take the lead. Legursky to the back right side. Air is there. Walker sets up to Hansen off the block on the right side of Mohanovic, and a point for Hansen, the kill. Down the line, 18-17. Lyman back on top. It was a 4-set victory last time for Pinedale. That was in Lyman. Strite sets close to the net. Mohanovic has no opportunity other than to push it over. Hansen cross quarter. High return from Legursky. Bump set Mohanovic to the 10-foot line. Rolled over by Strite. Walker to the middle. Too close to the net. Harris just tips it over. Joust is in tow. And Hansen wins it against Mohanovic. The two players converge at the net, and Hansen wins it with the fancy handwork. 19-17 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 2-point lead as Dickerson serves it over. Strite with the high 2 set at the middle. Kill. Not too much you can do. You just got to try to keep Pinedale out of system because that high set at the middle. Strite will convert with a high percentage. Let's serve picked up by Bradshaw. High return to Walker. Outside, it's Hansen cross quarter. Legursky there. Mohanovic back to Strite. 2 blockers. Cross quarter. Goes right after Mandier and wins that battle. 7 kills in the set for Strite. 19 all on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 1 timeout already for Lyman. Sitting at 1-2 in the conference season, 19-11 overall. High bump set from the right side to the left side. Hansen hits it into the net. 4 hits called, and the lead is Pinedale's. They led early on, but Lyman opened up a big one at 17-11, and then it's really been all Pinedale ever since then. They've outscored them 9-2. Dump set from Walker, returned over the net, back Lyman's way. Heaton to Walker, the junior, sets up at the 10-foot line to Hansen. She sends it over. Mohanovic to Strite, outside, and a kill cross left court. Point to Pinedale. 8 kills for Strite, 21-19 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 2-point advantage is Pinedale's. On the serve, it's Mohanovic. Returned at the middle. Hansen wants the attack after the return. She gets it. Off 2 blockers. It was deflected. Made the easy return for Strite. Tips it over to the back right side. Heaton is there at the middle. Harris goes down on the block of Jamie Strite, and a kill for Madison Harris. Her first of the set. And a point closer for Lyman, 21-20 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Serve is Brooklyn Walker's, and an ace for Walker. much needed, ties it up on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Opening set here. Timeout taken by Pinedale. We'll take one as well. Back in 30 seconds on a First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on mylocalradio.com.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
We have just one more regular season volleyball contest to broadcast for you in video before the end of this season. That is next Friday at Mountain View High School, where Lyman and Mountain View will have part 2 of the Bridger Valley Volleyball. Right now it's a tight one in set number 1. Lyman serving Pinedale. 21 all on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Set 1, Strite with the return. They go opposite of Strite as still garners 2 blockers and a block by Emma Nelson off of the attempted hit by Hansen. And a point gives Lyman the lead on the block from the junior right side. Serve over again, this time right side to Strite. No messing around down the line. They probably should have gone there first time. It's a kill for Strite. And it's tied up 22 all on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Zone 2 to back to serve. Jamie Strite sends it back right side. Sage Bradshaw with the first touch up. Hansen a long way to run on the set over. It's dumped with the little right hand. She just Statue of Liberty'd it over. And not because she thought it would work necessarily, but because it was the only option she had to stay out of the net. But it goes for a kill. And Lyman leads 23-22 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Close to an ace. Strite returns it. Dump set on the second from Mahanovic. Tied on the net, Walker to air. She backs up, goes off the hands of the block there. And a setup out of system. Hansen down the line to Rogers. Bump over from Hansen, back to air. Rolls it to the middle. Mahanovic is there. Rogers, is a kill? No, it's just out of bounds. The back left line judge was ruling in, and then he said out. So the point is Lyman's, 24-22. Set point number 1, and here comes the booing. Some fans signaling a touch. More saying it was inbounds. And Pinedale and Coach Curra exhaust all timeouts. We'll be back. Set point number 1 on this First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on mylocalradio.com.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
Well, hold on just a tick, as we've had an extended conference between both line judges, the up and the down official, and the right side line judges signaling tip. However, that call is not necessarily his to make. The down official would have to make that one. The up official can overrule everyone. The left side line judge was ruling straight on the out of bounds, but the line judge on the opposite side, just out of view here on our camera, was pretty adamant over the break that there was a touch on that play. And indeed, we do have a replay, so it is no longer set point. It is back to where we were to start. Bryce Hansen serving. 23 points for Lyman, 22 for Pinedales. Replay after the break. Again, no set point here. Hansen awaiting the signal to serve. Here it is. And try it all over again like it never happened. Hansen serves it out of bounds. Rests her hands on her forehead in disgust as it's tied up 23s. Serve back to Kylie Hansen. She line drives it to the back middle. Good return by Bradshaw. Walker to air. 2 blockers sit on her. Cross quarter. Down on the hands of Hansen. A kill for air. And a point. To Lyman, set point number 1. We thought we had one earlier. Madison Harris on the serve. Back left side. A bit of a shanked return. A long run here. Rogers on that return. A backline attack from Strite. Picked up by Hansen. To Dickerson at the middle. It's inbounds. A good return up by Strite. Great all-around player. Outside is blocked by Emma Nelson. And Lyman takes, perhaps steals, set number 1. 25-23. What a shocker here on senior night in set number 1. The 1 and 2 Lyman Eagles take down the top of the Southwest Conference, although it's just set number 1. Need to do it 2 more times if you're the Eagles, and now for Pinedale, perhaps using this as a wake-up call. We'll be back with set number 2 on this First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on MyLocalRadio.com. The Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio is back for another year with a bit of a twist. Join me, Jake Hibbard, as I transition from covering Evanston and becoming the voice of the Mountain View Buffs and Lyman Eagles. I'll be live every Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. with news, analysis, and guests as we focus on the Bridger Valley and beyond. We'll cover the happenings around the area and across the state landscape. We would also like to welcome onto the show as a regular this year, Dennis Lynch of Auto Farm Chevrolet. Join us every Wednesday on KNYN 99.1 FM in the Evanston listening area for the Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio. If you can't catch it then, don't worry. We'll post all the episodes up to mylocalradio.com, or you can also find it by searching and subscribing to the Wyoming Prep Podcast on iTunes or Google Play. The Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio, presented by Auto Farm Chevrolet, every Wednesday, August through March on KNYN 99.1 FM in Evanston, or online anytime at mylocalradio.com, or of course at the Wyoming Prep Podcast on wherever you get your podcasts. The Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio. Come join in on the fun.
Bye-bye. Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
Well, you always hear coaches say they want their team to peak at the right time, and perhaps that's what we're seeing the last couple of weeks with Lyman, although early returns are just that early. It's a 1-0 lead for Lyman over Pinedale, which comes into tonight's contest undefeated in conference or region play. They went 3-0 through the first half of the Southwest Conference and 4-0 with just a 1-set dropped to Worland, and that's it. So 7-0 overall against the region as a whole. However, Pinedale takes set number 1. They did take 1 set last time, so no need to get over anxious or over, getting ahead of themselves if you're the Lyman Eagles. However, that's as good of a start as they could have hoped. Lyman also went 4-0 at last week's conference duels, and coming off of that, of a lot of inconsistency throughout this season, they pulled off 5-set victories against Lander and Worland. That led to me voting them this week, number 5 in the WyoPreps.com coaches and media poll, and that's where they entered in this week, was into the top 5. Now, I've had Pinedale at number 2 all season long, behind only Rollins, and that is a team that has had certainly adversity, although it's been a lot more in the practice realm than in the game situation, especially in season. As they've had a great record, they've had very little trouble except against some of those top teams like Rollins or Douglas on the west side or the east side of the state. Let's see how they return in set number 2. Opening serve is picked up by Roxanne Rogers. A roll down the line by Mandy Air, and the first point is Lyman's. 1-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Mandy Air serves it over. Set up Mahanovic, 2 strike, 2 blockers. She rolls it over. A push up by Heaton and a diving attempt by Air is to no avail. It's 1-1 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Strite with 9 kills in the contest, and she is an easy candidate for West Side Player of the Year. Outside attack from Hansen, picked up. Mahanovic sets up to Strite. Off the hand, the left forearm of Kendall Dickerson, and 2 kills right out of the gates for Jamie Strite, on fire and taking that first set loss personally. Also suffering a first set loss is Evanston, and the MyLocalRadio.com network playing right now against Green River and losing that first set in a tight one. It was tied at 19-19 last I checked. Here in Pinedale, Lyman has an attack outside to Hansen, goes off the block and down for a point. Off the block there of 2 players, and it went off the hands of Mahanovic. 2 all on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Serve over, returned by Strite. They set up and a little flip down. Kai Hansen, 3 bumps, no, a third over, and Madison Harris sends it off the hands of Hansen. Harris with the kill, single coverage, and it was an out of system. I guess you could call it a bump set by Walker, but she was just trying to bump it up and avoid getting tripped up by Hansen. Instead, it's a point, and Lyman has the lead, 3-2 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Strike from the middle, attacks and terminates. Off the hands this time of Dickerson, as she will check out. Sage Bradshaw is in. 3 all on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. All 3 points have come by way of kills for Jamie Strite. Mahanovic serving. It's up outside. Hansen tips over 2 blockers. Mahanovic picks it up. Air to the middle. Back set from Walker. Cross quarter. Good swing by Harris there. Outside Strite pushes it. And it's a sharp cross. Hansen gets a fist up on it. And an ensuing push to the deep corner. There's Harbor there in a 10-foot line attack. Strite gets it off the top of the net. A fist by Hansen. No good. And 4 points by way of Jamie Strite. And a 4-3 lead. Pinedale over Lyman. Serve from Mahanovic, set up to the outside, tied on the net. Hansen gets it up and over. And we do see for the first time today McKinley Bolter at right side hitter. Swing from Walker and a deep corner push just out of bounds. Mahanovic trying to dump it in the back left side. Misses as it's just out of bounds. Point to Lyman. 4-4 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Brooklyn Walker, now a record holder with Lyman for most assists in the game, gets the serve. Bolter with the attack from the outside, cross court, and Air shanks it into the Pinedale student section. Pinedale back on top, 5-4 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Regardless, this has been a great start for Lyman against the powerhouse of the Southwest, and they're hanging tight with them in set number 2. However, a tight serve and a tough one from Jamie Strite gives them a 6-4 lead. Strite with 5 of the 6 points for Pinedale. Outside attack, Hansen down on the block and off the hands of Hansen. That being Kylie Hansen on the Pinedale side is a point to Lyman. 6-5 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Hansen after the kill gets the ensuing attack on the serve over, I should say. Rogers flips it over, returned over the net, stays on Lyman's side after hitting the top of the netting. Push from Air. Mahanovic pushes it up. Rogers to the corner. Diving bump up by Hansen, and Air on the return. There was no one in the block for her, so she went to the middle of the donut hole, and Mahanovic cannot, try as she might, push the ball up. Tied at 6 all on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Bryce Hansen serving for Lyman. Floats it over. Strite with the return. Down on 2 knees. Right side. And a long swing by Bolter is out of bounds. Lyman has taken the lead. 7-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. This is the only match of consequence in the 3A Southwest happening tonight. Outside attack. It's down the line from Rogers, picked up by Hansen. Air swinging on it. Mahanovic puts him out of system. Set from Hansen to Rogers. Over the single block. Nelson flips it over, but I think she'll get called for it on a net touch. Indeed, she does. Point to Pinedale. 7-7 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Kylie Hansen serves into the net. 8-7 Lyman leads. Madison Harris with the serve. That puts Kendall Dickerson, who we heard from pregame in the Big Country Properties pregame show, back up in the front line at middle blocker. Rogers with the return and the ensuing attack. 9 feet from the net, cross quarter. Harris on the return. Walker to the back line. Hansen rolls it into the donut hole. A backline kill for Bryce Hansen. And Lyman leads 9-7 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Harris with a second serve. She'll set up at the white of the Wranglers in the baseline. We're not that far from basketball season, but we've got a week left. 8 days in the Southwest Conference of regular season action in volleyball. Rogers with the return, jumps at Mahanovic to the middle, and Slagurski is blocked by Kendall Dickerson. The sophomore's good for a block or two a match. 10-7 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Hard serve from Harris. Picked up stride and a perfect pass to Mahanovic. The set's not great though, and it's blocked by Air. Back for a point Lyman, they lead it by 4. Timeout taken by Coach Tamra Cura and Pinedale. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on mylocalradio.com.
Meet the service and parts department staff at Auto Farm Chevrolet. We work on almost every type of vehicle, foreign and domestic. We also sell parts and accessories for almost all makes and models. Our staff is friendly and well trained, and we are here to serve you. Open Monday through Friday beginning at 7:30 a.m. We invite you to Auto Farm Chevrolet for all your parts and for all your service needs. 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a community-driven dealer.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
11-7 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board as Madison Harris continues her serving run. Mahanovic sets up right side to Bolter. She gets a good swing on it, sharp cross, but picked up. Mandy Air is blocked by Bolter. And Ligursky there, and give the credit there to Nora Ligursky, I think, on that block. 1 kill and a block for her. Gives the point back to Pinedale. They trail 11-8 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. That was their third timeout to just 1 for Lyman in the 2 sets. Bradshaw with a tough return up, 13-foot attack for Air. Picked up in the back left court, right side line, shot from Nora Ligursky. She's fired up after the kill, 11-9 and 2 straight points out of the break for Pinedale. Puts back to serve Riley Dowen. Hard line drive by the DS. Set up outside from Walker to Air, rolls it down the line, and Dowen is there to pick it up. Jump serve at the middle of the net to Rogers, and a kill for Rogers. A great jump set from Mahanovic to shift her body and use that to get a great placement on the setup to the outside for Rogers. Line drive serve again from Dowen. 11-10 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Middle set. Mandy Air says so long. 12-10 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 4 kills in the set for Mandy Air. She's had a big swing this set. 2 in the first, 6 in the game. Emma Nelson checks out. Sierra Heaton in for her to serve. Sends it over, back middle. High return is a jump set. Mahanovic back to Rogers. She sends it into the net for the Air, 13-10. Should be noted there's been a few unforced errors by Pinedale that have given Lyman a few runs here. And Coach Brescia Hansen always focused on side out percentage. That focuses on when you are on the serve receive, how long until you get that play and the serve, I should say, back. Down the line kill for Mandy Ayer. Makes it 14-10. Her 5th in the set. So it's not so much. Side out is an archaic term. You don't need side out anymore to get a point. It's all rally scoring. But it's still important, as volleyball is a game of runs, to look at how quickly you're getting the serve out of the hands of your opponent. And so far today, it's been pretty effective for Lyman. Block from Ayer, and Strike gets a second bump to an attack of Rogers, who hits it out of bounds. Look down the line, no sign of a timeout yet. It's 15-10 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. And I'm sure Coach Curra would love to have one, a timeout that is right now, but she's already taken one, and it was just a few points ago. You want to leave it maybe for the final few points if you can. You only get 2 in a set. Mahanovic, a forced dump over. She had no other options, but she finds the back right sideline for a point about 14 feet from net. 15-11 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 2 kills for Mahanovic, and now a third. A serve into the net for Rogers. Takes that point away. Gives it to Lyman. 16-11 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. What a turnaround we've seen the last couple of weeks for Lyman, starting with those conference duels and going 4-0. Backline attack from Strite. Bump up high, Bradshaw to Walker. Outside, it's Hansen tipping it over the block into the Pinedale stands, and a point off of the bad hands there of Mahanovic, 17-11. Give credit to Bryce Hansen there for tooling the block of Mahanovic. Her 4th kill of the set. Ayer serves just over. Legursky on the return. Check that was Rogers. Had the ponytail in the way of the numbers. 6-point lead. To the middle goes Hansen. Stride on the first touch, then the attack. Down, but Bradshaw picks it up. Heaton tries to get it off of the top of the rafters. She does. Lyman gets a kill from Bryce Hansen, bumping it over. Harbor shanked it. 5 kills for Hansen. That one definitely out of system. And Lyman is in control in set number 2, 18-11. Return up, dump set from Mahanovic. Heaton to Ayer and over by Hansen, weathering that dump set storm. To the middle, it's Stripe, bumping it over to the donut hole. Heaton had the first touch. Nobody, and I mean nobody, took control of the middle there. 18-12 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. And you have to be careful for Lyman here of getting ahead of yourself as a serve goes into the net from Legursky. 19-12. You cannot get ahead of yourself because this Pinedale team is 19-8 for a reason. They work their way out of trouble. To the middle, Stride attacks and terminates. (19-13) on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Pinedale with the serve back. Their side out percentage has been pretty much one and done throughout this contest in set number 2. Mahanovic has the serve. Punches it over, right side, pushed up from Bradshaw to Walker, and 2 blockers set up on Hansen, deflected. Harbor with the first touch, jump set, Mahanovic, strike down the line. Ayer with a good return to Hansen to set up to the right side, and out of system from outside the center, Brooklyn Walker. Say hello to a kill the old-fashioned way. No dump set needed here. A set from Hansen and a kill for Brooklyn Walker, 20-13 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Timeout number 2 taken by Coach Curra and the Pinedale Lady Wranglers, 20-13, when we return on a First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on MyLocalRadio.com.
Light up your world with a custom-built.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
Well, this time of year, I'm a junkie for looking all around volleyball scores, any classification as we get closer to the regional and state tournaments. Regionals 2 weeks from tomorrow. Is that right? Today's Thursday? Yeah, 2 weeks from tomorrow. And state the Thursday after that, so 2 weeks and 6 days from now. And inside Uinta County, we have another match going on as Evanston is taking on Green River in their Dig Pink game. They dropped the first set to Green River and currently winning set number 2, 18-10. Back here on the Benedict's Market and True Value board, Lyman on a roll, 20-13 over Pinedale. Stripe from the right side off the block of Harris, and Harris dumps it to the middle. Good save by Harbor. Outside stripe down to the back middle. Bradshaw picks it up, and Hansen tips it into the middle. A pancake was up, but 4 hits is the call against Pinedale. 21-13 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 4 away from a 2-0 lead for Lyman on the Wranglers' home court on senior night. Mahanovic back sets to the junior stripe, right to the middle, and Walker does the splits, but it's to no avail, 21-14. A 7-point advantage for Lyman. Strite trying to erase that right now. Serves a tough one to the back right side. Walker outside to Hansen off 2 blockers. Down the line, I saw a net touch, and none given. It's all legal. A kill for Hansen. 22-14. Hansen has the serve here. Straightaway middle serve up, and Legursky on the return. Bolter with a kill. Right side. Pinedale sent 2 blockers to the net that time. At the middle, Hansen, and at the right side, Bolter. Got single coverage for McKinley there. Hansen comes out. Into serve is Grace Davis. 22-15 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Bradshaw, good return up. Outside attack from Walker. It's air, blocked out of bounds. That was Bolter on the blocking attempt, 23-15. Booing in from the student section. I think they wanted 4 hits. Looked like a pretty clear touch by Bolter. 23-15. On the Benedict's Market and True Value board, you can't blame a student section for being biased. That's their job. Rogers to Mahanovic. At the right side, she sets up Bolter, a dump into the middle. And the middle of the court. I remember a couple of weeks ago talking to Brescia Hansen, and she said she was still looking for somebody to really take control of the middle of the court in those situations, and we've seen that twice in this set. Points given away by Lyman by nobody taking control of the middle. 23-16, serve out of bounds. Puts Lyman at set point number 1. Sierra Heaton with the serve. And she sends it over. Just inbounds, back right side. Mahanovic on the setup. Legursky down the line. A right-handed fist up by Hansen. Third bump. No, it's a backline attack from Hansen, overhanded. Mahanovic dumps it, back right corner. Hansen returns it into the net. Picked up by Walker, and a third bump over by Bradshaw. Close to a kill on the dump set by Mahanovic. Instead, it's a slide to the right side. And it's too far to the right, nearly toward the up official. Legursky can't get it over the net, and the second set ends. 25-16 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Lyman taking that one as well. 9-point win in set number 2 has Lyman up 2-0 over the number 1 team in the Southwest Conference, Pinedale. We'll be back with third set coverage in a couple of minutes on a First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on MyLocalRadio.com.
We hope you're enjoying this MyLocalRadio.com exclusive broadcast of Bridger Valley Sports. We love being able to travel around the state to bring the action on the field or court back to you watching at home. Let's face it, doing all of this would not be possible without all of our great sponsors. We appreciate the support the following businesses and individuals show to both Mountain View and Lyman Sports. Dr. McKay Frankham, quality dental care at affordable prices. Yeager's Auto Body. For nearly 45 years, Yeager's Auto Body in Green River has been at the top of the game in auto repair. West Star Printing in Evanston. No matter what you want printed, West Star is where you want it done. Reese Auto Service. From lawnmowers and snowblowers to cars, trucks, and semis, Reese Auto Service in Lyman does it all. Trona Valley Credit Union, member NCUA. Plains Tire in Evanston, Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer. Thank you to all of our Bridger Valley sports sponsors.
As one of the region's most visited websites, MyLocalRadio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
When do you schedule doctor appointments?
In bed before I fall asleep. In the car waiting to pick up my kids.
We can even do it after breakfast.
We all lead busy lives. Online appointment scheduling puts you in control. In just 90 seconds, you can make an appointment with a primary care provider or specialist at evanstonanytime.com. Select the day and time most convenient for you. Enter some basic information, and just like that, you're scheduled for care. Schedule appointments for next day and beyond at evanstonanytime.com.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds, plus online streaming music, giveaways, and more. It's all on mylocalradio.com. Watch as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches. Catch up on local and regional news and stream your favorite music. Visit mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook and stream it all live.
Just about set for the third here as Lyman takes set 1 and 2 by scores of 25-23, 25-16. Opening serve is over, pushed over by Jamie Stride onto Lyman's side. Outside attack, Hansen down the line, up high into the rafters. Harbor goes running in, tries to back up off the cheerleaders, and the kill is Lyman's. 1-0 on the Benedict Market and True Value board. A kill for Hansen is number 11 of the contest for her. And second serve for Brooklyn Walker. Strite returns it over the net and tipped down by Madison Harris. And an uncharacteristic zero pass for Jamie Strite. She's not just a leader in the front line, she's a back row specialist as well. Line drive serve into the net. Walker gives the point back to Pinedale. And there's been some errors for Pinedale today that have honestly just given Lyman a little bit of a boost here and there. Lyman certainly won the contest of earned points, but Pinedale maybe a little bit of nerves here today, and I think now the success of Lyman in those first two sets has them reeling a little bit. But back-to-back errors as 4 hits called against Lyman has this tied on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Serve goes to Legursky. Nora sends it over to Air. Walker sets middle. Harris has a good swing on it and a kill. Madison Harris has been basically a non-factor in the swinging department throughout this season. But tonight's contest in particular, and I should say I didn't see her at the conference duels outside of one contest against Lovell last week. She has got some incredible swings coming from the middle. Got some good power coming from them. Walker outside to Air, bounces it off the tape, behind the back return up from Dowen. And it's over by Hansen. On the Lyman's side again, this time Air. Set up from Walker off 2 blockers. Hansen pushes it up. Strite attacks on a second and a kill. Not a dump set there, but a second play attack from Jamie Strite, catching the defense off guard, and Strite with the kill. Ties her team up 3-3 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. I've seen it a lot, so this is the set you have to be so careful with if you're the underdog playing with the lead here, because a little bit of confidence for the team that you expect coming in as undefeated in conference. Any sort of confidence they get seems to be tenfold. And if they get a third here, that fourth is probably almost advantage Pinedale. Outside Air, or right side Air from Emma Nelson, gives Pinedale a lead. 4-3 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Served by Pinedale with the lead. Air off 2 blockers into the donut hole. Diving save from Mahanovic. Stride at the 10-foot line. Attacks to the middle back. Hansen to Walker. Outside Air. She has to back up on the set, but ends up tooling the block of Kylie Hansen. And the kill for Mandy Air is her first of the set. 4 all on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Credit Lyman for battling hard and honestly seeing as much consistency as we have all year long from this group. Getting it together at the right time. Harris sends it over. Picked up from Harbor. Mahanovic back set. Noah's to the outside and down on the block. A kill there for Kylie Hansen. It looked like it was bouncing back on Pinedale's side, but a little bit of English on the ball off the hands of Kendall Dickerson. Put it back and out of bounds for Pinedale again on the Lyman side. 5-4 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Big swing from the middle, and Dickerson will try to tip it down. 2 hits called against her as she sends it into the net. 2-point advantage, and the crowd comes alive here for Pinedale. Outside attack air. They've been going heavy outside. Blocked there from Hansen. Walker back to the outside. Hansen on her. This time air sends it over the block. Mahanovic dump set. Hansen ready for it. Good return up. Walker back to air into the net. Air goes down to the ground on top of it. 7-4 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. I think right here you have to set away from the outside because they're sitting on it and it is not working right now. You've got to get that double coverage off. This time they do. Go to the middle. Off the hands of Hansen. Kendall Dickerson with a kill. You needed to go away from outside that time. 7-5 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Brings Sierra Heaton in for Emma Nelson, the junior. DS and Heaton. 7-5 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Slaps it over. Back middle court. Legursky to Mahanovic. Outside Rogers. Deflected on the block and no chance for Bradshaw to get that point. 8-5 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Kill for Rogers. Just 3 kills on my tally there for Rogers. Hansen is out. Replaced by Grace Davis. Davis set to serve. And close to an ace. Heaton gets it over. Pinedale was set to celebrate. Bump over from Rogers. Here we go for Lyman. Outside, it's air off 2 blockers. Cross court and kill. The inside block there of it was Nora Legursky was late getting up, and that gave air not a seam, but just a gap to go through as Legursky's hands came up a little bit after the shot had already gone through. 8-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. And a serve out of bounds from air gives the point back to Pinedale. So here's the unforced airs piling up in a couple here and there for Lyman. And that's the difference in the contest right now is Pinedale has the lead. Pinedale's given some points early on to help take this first 2 sets for Lyman. Lyman repaying the favor in set 3. Serve is out. Bolter sent it way too long. 9-7 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Pinedale leading. This conference match number 4 for both of these teams. Pinedale 3-0, Lyman 1-2. Outside attack, it's Legursky down the line right off the hands of Heaton. She shoots it behind her back. And a kill for Legursky, point back to the Wranglers. 10-7, they're the first to hit double digits. Rogers inbounds, just in. Air gave a look back to the line after she returned it. Strite on the attack from the middle, off 2 blockers. Heaton reads it well. Walker sends herself to the middle of the court and sets up Hansen. Goes down the line, picked up, outside attack, Strite. Off 2 hands of Madison Harris. Walker back to Hansen, and it was too close to the line. Saved up out of the net from Harris, and back on Pinedale side. Strite with a 10-foot line attack to the donut hole. Heaton picks it up. Walker to the net outside. Hansen is deflected into the net and under. A kill for Bryce Hansen makes it 10-8 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Still trailing by 2 as Brooklyn Walker goes back to serve. That brings Emma Nelson back in for Sierra Heaton. A 2-0 lead for Lyman over Pinedale. Line drive serve. Strite, return close to the net. Mahanovic dumps it over with one hand. And it's Nelson setting up to Hansen. Picked up back court. Rogers with the first touch. And Strite with the cross court powered shot down. 11-8 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 17 kills for Strite in set number 3. Legursky, nearly an ace. Doesn't look like it'll get over. It hit the rafters, and no third hit to be. One bad return, and then another one goes up into the rafters from Nelson. 12-8 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Pinedale realizes they're not out of it. You still got to win all 3 sets. Another tough serve there. Just over by Lyman on 3 bumps. Up high, it's to the middle, and that was Hansen on the attack out there. And a third bump is a lift from Harris. She couldn't read it in time. 13-8 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Communication appears to be a bit of an issue for Lyman at the moment. Maybe needing a timeout, down by 5 here in set number 3. Air with the first touch up on the hard serve. Outside, it's Hansen. Bounces it off the tape, and a kill, a point back for Lyman. 13-9 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 12 kills for Bryce Hansen. Down by 4, she goes back to serve. Puts Air, Nelson, and Harris in the front line. Line drive just graces the top of the net. Strite at the middle. It's inbounds, and what a termination by Jamie Strite. She's got 20 kills in the match. We're halfway through set number 3. This is record-setting pace for Strite. Return high. Walker digs it out of the net. Nelson pushes it. Harbor can't get a good return up, and credit the kill to Emma Nelson there. 14-10 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. First kill of the day for Emma. Harris with the serve over. Strite sets, behind the back, bump over from Hansen. To the middle of the court, it's Bryce Hansen with the first touch. Walker to the middle. Dickerson gets it off the hands of Hansen there, and Strite to attack. 4 feet from the net. Bounced off the tape. Depends on if there was a touch. There was not. It was just deflected off the top of the tape, so a point to Lyman. They get the possession back. 3-point deficit for the Eagles. Great serve from Harris, picked up by Harbor. Jump set Mahanovic to the outside. New player in is Abigail Hawk. To the middle, it's Dickerson. Little push over. Harris gets one touch. Air dives and, thought she had it out. Returned over on 3, but Mandy Air must have gone over the line. Well, I guess she did with her feet. And got some debris on the far side. Is that a whistle? Or is that a whistle cap, I think? 15-11 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Strite. Return up from Hansen to the middle. They set up Air out of bounds, however. 16-11 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Give Strite the serve again. Out. Followed it all the way to the back line, did the Lyman 3. Down by 4. Give Sierra Heaton the serve. Serve over from Heaton. Set up high and outside from Mahanovic to Rogers. Diving save from Heaton to the middle. Dickerson goes for the tip. Into the net. And it's down for the point. It was Abigail Hawk, the sophomore. 5'11" sophomore trying to get the block there. She got one touch up on it, but nobody was there for the second. 16-13. Lyman attempting to crawl back, but Pinedale's got some good hitters, including Roxanne Rogers on the outside with another kill. First opportunity termination for Rogers makes it 17-13 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Grace Davis on the serve for Pinedale. High bump up from Hansen to the middle, trying Dickerson. In the donut hole and down through 2 blockers. I think the diversification is much needed for Lyman right now, as going to Dickerson a little bit heavier. She's not going to get a lot of big swings, but she'll tip it. That at least takes some pressure off of the outside, which frankly just was not working as of late for Lyman here in set number 3, 17-14. Legursky with a good swing on it. Bump set from Walker to the back line. Hansen slaps it. Over back middle. Strite there with the first touch. Mahanovic outside. Wind up. Rogers is blocked by Kendall Dickerson. Point for Lyman has them within 2. 17-15 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. As big of a statement win as you could have this late in the season. Lyman trying to pull that off. Down in the third set right now, but up 2-0. Outside Rogers again, beats the block. Inbounds by a hair, and Roxanne with the kill. 18-15 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Hawk is out, and Riley Dowen is in. Pinedale on the serve of Dowens. Back middle to Air. Walker to Hansen. Blocked. Picked up by Heaton. Try it again. Right back, same spot. And again, same result. Back-to-back blocks for Mahanovic on the outside. A third is a tip by Hansen. Gets over the block. Harbor sends it out of bounds. Point to Lyman. 18-16 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. We've got a tight one here in set number 3. 7:30 the time on the clock. About an hour after we started this contest. Dickerson with the serve for Lyman into the net. 19-16 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Sage Bradshaw, the freshman libero, replaces Dickerson. And on the serve, it's Rogers with the ace. Oh my goodness, the line judge missed it. It was in, but they missed the call. His view was blocked by Sierra Heaton, and he looked down to the up judge and said, I don't know. So instead of an ace, it's to try it again for Rogers, and it's out. That one was out, so she gets robbed of an ace, and instead on the second, it's out of bounds, and Lyman the beneficiary there of a missed call. 19-17 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Brooklyn Walker sends it over on the serve. Strite wants the attack. She goes down and out of bounds. No touch as of yet that I'm seeing. No touch ruled. 19-18. Lyman closing in, down by 1 in enemy territory. Line drive serve from Walker. Stride again the return. You know it's going right side, though, not to the outside. Legursky to Nelson. Outside, it's to the middle. A little roll shot over from Hansen. This time Strite from the middle to air and a point. 24. Pinedale. 4 kills in the set for Strite. She has 21 in the contest. Student section raises onto their feet. Serve over from Legursky. Outside from Walker, cross quarter. Hansen returned high through a couple of rafters. Strite returns it, but it's into the antenna. It flicked the antenna, and the play is over. A grazing of the antenna. And the boos come in, but it's the right call that time. As Strite bumped it up, it grazed the left side antenna. And it gives the point to Lyman. 20-19 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Backside slide, Strite swings it to the middle. Hansen is there. Walker to air. Over on the 2 blockers. Strite bumps it into the net. A dig out and a third over on 2 leg on her knees. Strite gets it up and over. Back to air. The block is late, and it's a point for Mandy Air. And the Lyman Eagles have tied it. 3 kills in the set. 10 in the game. Timeout by Pinedale. And this is a First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on MyLocalRadio.com. 20 all on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Lyman leads 2-0.
The best place to stay.
It's important to feel like you belong. At Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, we understand the value of connection. When you become a member, you join our family. You become an owner of a not-for-profit financial organization, and your success becomes our success. We give back to our members by offering lower loan rates, fewer fees, higher yields, and more products and services. Become a member of Trona Valley Federal Credit Union today, and let's work together to reach your financial goals. We're a caring partner here for you. Member NCUA.
$20 all on the Benedict's Market and True Value board as Pinedale has broken their huddle out onto the court. Lyman, here they come. After tying it up 20-20, Lyman has the serve. It's Bryce Hansen back there with it. Student section back to their feet. Served over to Pinedale's side on the right of the net. Long run and a bump set for Mahanovic. To the back line, Strite puts a lot of power on it. And air on the setup from Nelson, just has to push it up. A good setup to Mahanovic. Strite terminates. And the missed play there, Mandy Air says my bad. And they really did set up Pinedale for a point there. Strite with the power attack, her 22nd kill of the contest. Mahanovic serves. Lofts it over, back right side. Hansen on the first touch. Walker outside air. The set's a little bit off, but it may work. It does. A bad return goes down. Tied back up 21 all. Not a kill there for air, not an assist for Walker, but it works out for a point. Kendall Dickerson back in at middle blocker, puts Madison Harris back to serve. She sends it over, back middle. Legursky, a high return tied on the net. Mahanovic punches it over the net. Walker to the middle. Dickerson tips it over the block. Returned over the net, and a miss on the return up. Can't tell if that was Harris, Hansen, or Air. One of them, or maybe all of them, got just a little part of it. It's down, and a point on a missed defensive assignment there for Lyman. Pinedale with the serve over. I think that was Strite with the serve. And Air is blocked. 23-21. It is Strite on the serve. And a timeout now by Lyman taken. We'll take it with them. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on MyLocalRadio.com.
If you want your truck to really catch the eye, have the professionals at Plains Tire in Evanston install a custom lift kit with new tires and wheels. We've got a huge selection to choose from, so no matter what your style is, we've got the tires and wheels to make you smile. The way your truck looks reflects on you. Get the reflection you want with a lift kit, new tires, and wheels from Plains Tire in Evanston, the tire professionals. 157 Bear River Drive. Stop in today.
Back here at Pinedale, where we're in set number 3, and the Wranglers 3-0 in conference, trail 2-0, however, have a 2-point advantage late in set number 3. And you know volleyball, if you get one set, there's no reason to say you can't get them all. Pinedale is out onto the court. Jamie Strite, a returning All-Stater, back onto the court and ready to serve. Here comes Lyman as the buzzer sounds here in Pinedale on senior night for these Wranglers. Strite with the serve over, 2 away from a set winner. Back right court, back left court. Air returns it. Dickerson on the outside. Gets the kill through the block of Hansen and falls down between Hansen and Hawk there. 23-22 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. The serve goes to Sierra Heaton. A great set for Kendall Dickerson. 3 kills and a block. They had to diversify their attack away from the outside, and Dickerson answered the call. Close to a carry on the serve over. 3 bumps and over. Good setup for Lyman to terminate here, but they must do so. 2 blockers, and Air is rejected. And give that block to Hawk. Abigail Hawk, she came in midway through the last set and now records a block and puts her team at set point number 1. Serving for the set winner is Grace Davis. Sent over, and it's an ace. Bryce Hansen pushed it behind her head, and 25-22. Pinedale takes the third, and we have a whole new match. The ace by Davis will have set 4 coming your way in a couple of minutes. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball, live and online at MyLocalRadio.com.
Do you like following your Mountain View and Lyman athletics when you can't make it to the game? Well, we love bringing it to you. Hi, I'm Jake Hibbard, voice of the Mountain View Buffaloes and Lyman Eagles, and I've been traveling around the state of Wyoming and covering high school sports for the better part of a decade. Whether it's covering a big culminating event at the Casper Event Center, calling a tightly contested Mountain View Lyman game, the greatest rivalry in this state, or kicking back and enjoying the views at one of the state's many hidden gems like the ballpark in Cowley, Wyoming, there's a few things I always see. There's officials trying their hardest, coaches sweating it out on the sidelines, and there's always a ton of support for these athletes from the entire community. MyLocalRadio.com would like to take a moment to thank all of its sponsors for making today's video coverage possible. Without all of us working together, none of this could happen. If you would like to support our future video broadcasts of Lyman and Mountain View sports, there's a few ways you can let us know. The first is, you can call our home office in Evanston, Wyoming at 307-789-8116 and let them know that you would like to know more about how you can become a sponsor of Bridger Valley Sports. The other is, you can just come up to me before or after a game and ask for more information. We've got a lot of different tiers of sponsorship, and we'll find the perfect one for you. We would love for you to join the MyLocalRadio.com and Bridger Valley Sports family and help us continue to bring these games for years to come. That number again to call for the Evanston office is 307-789-8116. Or just come up and see me at one of the games and let me help you help us. And remember, go Eagles and go Buffs.
If you love them enough to relearn math so you can teach them math, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Set number 4. It's about 35 seconds away on the clock here as we welcome you back to Pinedale High School, home of the Wranglers on senior night. Pinedale looked like they were about to go down in straight sets after going through the entire Northwest region last week, 4-0 in the first half of their conference schedule, 3-0. They found themselves down to the 1-2 in conference. Lyman Eagles, however, were able to climb back and win 25-22 in set number 3. And as I've seen so many times with the favorites, sometimes when you don't get them in 3, that could be your shot. However, a lot to like out of what you've seen out of Lyman, and I don't think this is the same team that played them last time Pinedale and Lyman were on the court together. This looks like a new found Lyman Eagles team, and one that looks like they're ready to go compete. Not just to get a spot into state, but try to make a little noise in that tournament as well. Opening serve of set number 4 goes Pinedale's way, and it's Roxanne Rogers with it. They flipped the rotation around a little bit for Pinedale. They have 3 full rotations of Jamie Strite in the front line. She tips it over at the middle and is picked up. Emma Nelson to Hansen on Lyman cross quarter. Picked up Rogers. Mahanovic sets up outside to Strite. She's blocked, but blocked out of bounds by Emma Nelson. So the point is Pinedale's to start set number 4. 1-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 23 kills, make it 24 now for Jamie Strite, and a hit into the net on the serve by Roxanne Rogers, makes it 1-1. Bryce Hansen has the serve for Lyman. And she sends it over. Short right court. Right side attack, Legursky across quarter. And a net touch called against Lyman gives the point Pinedale's way. 2-1 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Don't forget the football game this week is not on Friday anymore. It's Saturday at noon. Lyman hosted by Grable. Week 7 action. We'll have it for you here on mylocalradio.com and on the radio at K9 99.1 FM. Stride a big kill and just inbounds. Straightaway middle baseline. 3-1. 25 kills for Stride. If this one goes 5, she could be upwards of 30 kills easily. Air with the first touch, right side attack. Harris has had some good swings today, and from the right side position, she gets a line kill. Certainly not an easy thing to do, but she was far away from the net. That helps things out to go line from the side of the court that you swing the ball with. A right-handed hitter on the right side of the net. 3-2 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Harris serves it over. Mahanovic jump set to Strite. She's blocked. Returned over by Strite. Outside attack. It's Air into the net. 4-2. A weak little swing there and mistimed, it looked like, from Mandy Air. Mahanovic serves. To the middle of the court. It's Air there. And she'll get the middle swing. Off of Walker, down to 2 knees. It's Mahanovic. Outside Strite through the middle. High return from Bradshaw and a dump over. Emma Nelson called for a double hit. 5-2 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Well, after you get one set, the crowd comes alive. The confidence of this 3-0 in-conference team looking for win number 20 tonight starts to creep up a little bit. And Lyman, as the road team, is playing against that right now. Middle swing from Air. She gets a kill. And your job as the road team is to quiet that. You're going to have to tie it up and then take a lead before you do that, but comes 1 point at a time. Sierra Heaton back to serve. She replaces Emma Nelson, who heads to the bench after 3 rotations at the right side. Heaton serves it over. To the middle, Legursky with the first touch. Ooh, close to nobody taking control of that play, but it is 3 hits. End over. Stride on the attack. Outside Air returns fire. Cross quarter. There's Nora Legursky. Set up Mahanovic to strike from the outside. Heaton, a defense play. Should have pushed it, she says. Instead, she kind of put both hands out in a cross. And it's 6-3 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Stride has 3 of Pinedale's earned points. All 3 of them earned out of those 6. And how's the serve over now? Air with the return and the ensuing attack. Has to go across the antenna a little bit. Set up here, Roxanne Rogers on the left of the net and returned into the scores table. 7-3 on the kill by Rogers. 5 make it 6 kills in the game for Roxanne. Line drive serve and an ace for Jamie Strite. It's not been a whole lot of aces to speak of today, but Strite has both of them for Pinedale. Brooklyn Walker with the only ace for Lyman. Line drive serve again. And actually, there was another ace that ended the set, and I didn't get that. A block down from Kylie Hansen. Grace Davis had the ace to end set number 3. A timeout by Lyman. They trail 9-3 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. In set number 4, lead at 2-1 in the count, but things getting murky for the road team. This is the First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on MyLocalRadio.com.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. I perform total hip, total knee, and total shoulder replacement. The huge majority of patients of mine that have undergone total joint replacement have been dealing with pain and disability for many years. After joint replacement and recovery, patients are back to doing the activities that they want to do.
Well, Lyman again late out of the huddle has kind of become a trend in the last set and a half. Close to kill out of the break. Air is picked up, however, and a great little diving play from Roxanne Rogers. Statue of Liberty, shot from Dickerson, return fire. Mahanovic pushes it to the back line and just in bounds. 10-3 out of the break. Lyman trails Pinedale. Strite continues to serve for the Wranglers. Backline attack, and it's Hansen into the middle of the court. And Hawk called for a double hit. Not quite a kill for Hansen, but Strite was the only player able to make it, and it wasn't a perfect return up, kind of led to that double hit from Hawk. 10-4. Serve back to Lyman and give it right back to Pinedale as Mandy Air sends it long and out. Closing in on the top of the hour here at MyLocalRadio.com, 7:55 p.m. in Sublette County. Set 4, 11-4. The homestanding Pinedale Wranglers lead Lyman in the set, but Lyman still with a 2-1 lead, so a serve out of bounds makes it 11-5, a point back to Lyman. Regardless, they're heading to 15, but if you're Lyman, you needed to close that one out in 3 because you see the confidence overflowing for Pinedale here in the fourth set. Middle attack, Legursky picked up by Heaton. Here is Hansen on the outside, blocked out of bounds from Hawk. Point back to Lyman, 2 in a row. Little bit of a run here in the side out percentage. Needs to roll a little bit farther in Lyman's favor here in this set. If they want to get a win here, down by 5 right now, quite the way to climb back. Outside Rogers beats a block. Line shot good. 12-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Back to serve. Who is that back there? Oh, it's number 6, Riley Dowan. Sends it over. Mandier sets up Walker, backside. Harris gets a good swing on it. Strite with a push-up right to Mahanovic, though. On the setup to Rogers, goes off the hands of Harris. And a point and another kill for Roxanne Rogers. 13-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Rogers with 3 kills in the set. 3 more from Jamie Strite. All earned points on the attacking front have come from the outside position of Pinedale in set number 4. Walker outside to Hansen, close on the net, and not even Strite back there can make a play on that deflection. A kill for Hansen. Much needed for Lyman. They're down by 6 points, 13-7 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Into the net, Walker goes on the serve. It's the second serve that Lyman has given it directly back to Pinedale. We've got a new player in. Elaine Lacerio for Pinedale to serve. May just be a serving specialist here. Bradshaw to Walker. Hansen on the left of the net, out of bounds. 15-7. This fourth set's going awful quick. Lyman's already taken one timeout. They have one left to give, but not sure how that's going to work, as when they took it, it was 9-3 and basically traded points at best for Lyman. Set close to the net. Hansen takes it down for a kill. Kill for Bryce. 16 in the game for Hansen. She gets the serve. And it's to the middle of the court. Shanked return off of Pinedale there. It was Dowan. An ace for Hansen, her first. First ace since the opening set for Lyman when Brooklyn Walker got one. 15-9 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Close to another ace. Strite instead. Cross-court shot. Hansen and Bradshaw looked at each other. Needed one to take control there, 16-9. Serve to Nora Legursky. Just over the net and returned over from Mandy Ayer. Mahanovic to the middle. Strite swings. And a return up for Hansen is somehow over. Hansen dove out of the student section to get that ball up, and then a great third bump over from Walker there. Still playing. Pinedale has possession, and Strite terminates off the hands of Madison Harris. 17-9 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. We had no view of that play. I didn't, you didn't. I don't know how she got at the student section, was covering her. But she dove basically into that section, risking life and limb. Right side attack, Hansen, of Harris rather, on top of the ball. Out of bounds, 18-9 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Here's timeout number 2 by Lyman. Doubled up right now, and it looks ever more likely that we're headed to set number 5. 18-9 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Pinedale on top.
My name is Dr. Mike.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
We know that when you think of Plains Tire in Evanston, you always think
the Tire Professionals.
Quality customer service. They're friendly with great prices.
I really like Plains Tire in Evanston.
But did you also know that the team at Plains Tire offers oil changes, windshield wiper checks, and free alignment checks? That's right, free alignment checks. We don't want you to quit thinking all those great things when you hear Plains Tire. We just want you to add to the list. Plains Tire, the tire professionals. Stop in today, 157 Bear River Drive.
Out of the break, a point to Pinedale once again. It was at the middle position, a joust there on the net there, and it's won by Kyla Hansen. 19-9 out of the break. Serve over from Pinedale, back to Lyman's side. Backline attack from Hansen. It's to the left court. Legursky gets it up. Strite tries to terminate. Good return. It's over the net, though. Leads to a tee-off. And Mahanovic with the kill. Again, not with a dump set there, just a straight swing from Maggie Mahanovic. She has 4 kills in the contest. 2 of them by way of a dump, 2 by swinging. 20-9 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Serve out of bounds from Legursky, and that line judge, you can't quite see him, but he was leaning towards in, and I don't think that was the right call. He made the correct one there. Strite with a good return up. Bump over from Hansen onto Lyman's side. Diving save from Bryce. Tip from Dickerson. Mahanovic goes to the middle of the court, takes control, And a bump over from Harbor, back to Lyman. Hansen on the first touch. Walker to Air. Lefty attack is blocked. And Mahanovic with the stuff down. Kill denied. 21-10 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Mahanovic with the block. She's had a couple in the game. I've got her with 3. She goes back to serve. Puts the right side in Hawk up in the front line for Pinedale. To the back row, it's a little attack from Hansen. Picked up Mahanovic. Hawk sets. Outside strike. Perfect on the net, but Dickerson with the stuff blocked down. Give the point back to Lyman. They trail by 10 here. 5 kills, 2 blocks for Dickerson. I'd like to give a shout out to the Hansen family. Apparently 20 of them are so listening in a bar in Idaho. So appreciate you checking in on what's going on in Sublette County on a Thursday night. Mahanovic sets up outside, is blocked as Hansen by Brooklyn Walker. They try to dig it out of the net, but not yet. We have inverse scores, 21-12 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Sierra Heaton to serve. Lyman with a 2-1 lead. End over end, serve over, strike close to the net, but perfect where Mahanovic wants it. She opts to dump it. Walker does the same. Back to strike on the attack. She tips it with 2 hands, and front left of the court. There was absolutely nobody there. Perfect placement by Strite there. 22-12 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 27 kills for Jamie. Brooklyn Walker outside Air, 2 blockers on her, deflected to the cross court. Jump set Mahanovic. It's Roxanne Rogers down the line. Sage gets a good return up. Air tries to terminate down the line, and she does. Diving attempt from Strite. And Lyman not quite dead yet, though, but it's that rally point. It has kind of changed the game of volleyball when they went from side out scoring to rally, where you were never quite out of it, but in these cases, a mistake here or there, it really does get to a point where you need a heroic run. Couple of points in a row as a hit into the net by Rogers puts Lyman at 22-14. Send over by Air. It's middle of the court. Hansen dumps it into a little spot in the left front court in front of the 10-foot line. And again, that's an opening right now for the defense of Lyman to try and cover. It was Sage Bradshaw trying to make a quick play up on it. Just a missed read there from the freshman, I think. Grace Davis back to serve for Pinedale. 23-14 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Air to Walker. Back to Hansen. She's in the front line. Corner push. Straight there. Mahanovic sets up Rogers. A little bit off on the set. Good return here for Lyman. An attack from Hansen is a kill for Bryce. That was a point where you needed to terminate for Lyman to get Pinedale a little out of system. You get the ball back. You have to terminate. You have them scrambling. Kendall Dickerson back to serve, the sophomore middle with an 8-point deficit, up 2-1. Set up, and Legursky's blocked from Harris. Second block for Madison Harris, and the run continues for Lyman. No room to work with. It's 23-16. Second serve from Dickerson. She's going to need a big long run if Lyman wants to get back in set 4. Roxanne Rogers, cross quarter, inbounds. A net touch negates that kill. It was on Madison Harris. And we're at set point 1. 24-16 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. For the set winner, it's Dowen to the middle of the court. Lyman to respond. A block down for Maggie Mahanovic. She ends it. Rejects Bryce Hansen, and we're on to a deciding set number 5. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on MyLocalRadio.com.
With MyLocalRadio.com, you get to stay up to date with Lyman and Mountain View sports by watching all of the games live in the convenience of your own home. Now you get to keep up with your coaches, athletes, and teachers throughout the week with the Bridger Valley Coaches Corner. Weekdays during the school year, the Bridger Valley Coaches Corner will run on KNYN 99.1 FM at 3 p.m. and keep you up to date with the most interesting storylines from Lyman and Mountain View in football, volleyball, basketball, swimming, running, golf, and more.
We'll also check in with different students and teachers from the two schools throughout the year. 3 p.m. Monday through Friday on KNY and 99.1 FM is the Bridger Valley Coaches Show presented by MyLocalRadio.com. Stay connected.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds, plus online streaming music, giveaways, and more. It's all on MyLocalRadio.com. Watch as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches. Catch up on local and regional news and stream your favorite music. Visit MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook and stream it all live.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. Do we have a gun?
Why do you ask that, kiddo?
We hope you're enjoying this MyLocalRadio.com exclusive broadcast of Bridger Valley Sports. We love being able to travel around the state to bring the action on the field or court back to you watching at home. Let's face it, doing all of this would not be possible without all of our great sponsors. We appreciate the support the following businesses and individuals show to both Mountain View and Lyman Sports. Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness. Whatever it is you need, Bradshaw's can probably help. The Come On In of Casper. When it comes time to cheer on your Buffs or Eagles at state, the Come On In is your best bet for a great night's stay. Auto Farm Chevrolet in Evanston. General Manager Dennis Lynch invites you to come and experience a community-driven dealership. Evanston Regional Hospital. Quality health care close to home. Bridger Valley Motor. Got a check engine light blinking? Don't guess at what the problem is. Take it to Slim at Bridger Valley Motor in Lyman. And Achieve Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy. No excuses, just results. Thank you to all of our Bridger Valley sports sponsors.
Well, after all that, it comes down to a set 5, first to 15 rally scoring. Both these teams looking to get a very big win late in the season. Pinedale can clinch the number 1 spot with a win today and tomorrow. No one could catch them. Right now, Mountain View second in the standings at 3-1. They have Pinedale tomorrow on their home court. And then after this, Lyman, they'll have Big Piney tomorrow. Big Piney with just 1 win on the season. And so you really looked at tonight's game and then next Friday's contest against Mountain View as what's going to happen, how's the conference going to be decided among these 3 teams battling for position. Now, Lyman certainly got behind the 8 ball a little bit by starting off 1-2. However, you got to remember how close that match was. They were up 14-10 in the 5th set and lost 16-14. I mean, you can't get much more of a coin flip than that when you take on Mountain View and Lyman. It's a rivalry matchup, and those things happen. But this is at a 1-2 team. This is a better than, I guess you look at that record advertised, and they've shown it tonight, taking the first 2 sets. However, Pinedale, the favorite right now to take the Southwest and West Regional as a whole. They're coming back. They're fighters. And here we are, set number 5. And leading off with the opening serve is Elaine Lacerio for Pinedale. Pinedale on the left side of the net, Lyman on the right. First to 15, here we go. Line drive serve over, Sage Bradshaw with the first touch. Walker has to avoid getting on the line, down to Bryce Hansen for the attack. 3 bumps and over. Here's the opportunity to terminate for Lyman. Need to take advantage, get a good hit. Dickerson winds up, but out of bounds. Point number 1 is Pinedale's way. It's one of those out-of-system balls. We talk about them so much that if it's 3 bumps and over and in the back court as well, you got to be able to get a good swing, and it's that chance to terminate. You never get a better one. Oh, no, here comes the out-of-rotation call, and that can be an absolute backbreaker for the confidence of a team. Being caught out of rotation, an automatic point, and then to 15 is all you need on top of that. Just 13 away for Pinedale now. 2-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Lacerio continues to serve. Back right court. Air with the touch up. Walker sets up Hansen, cross quarter. Took something off of it. Strite with the return and the attack. Swings on it. Hansen is there. See if it goes back outside. It does. Bryce winds up off two blockers, and here's Strite. It's a battle of the outsides right now as we get Strite again. A block by Dickerson. Kendall with her third block of the contest. And at a much-needed juncture for Lyman, it's 2-1 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Dickerson with the block after that goes back to serve. Sage Bradshaw, the freshman libero, is out for this serving run and then will replace Dickerson in the back line. Hansen still with, I think, 2 or 3 rotations. I think all 3 rotations, maybe 2 now. And a kill down for, out of the middle there, it was Strite on the attack. And the point down makes it 3-1. I think 2 rotations in the front line left for Hansen. Yes, indeed, there are. She's led the way in the attack so far for Lyman. Outside, here's Hansen with the left hand. Flipped over, hits the antenna. Kyla Hansen with the flip out of bounds makes it 3-2. Have Bryce with 18 kills in the game. That's bested only by Jamie Strite's 28. And let me just tell you, 28 kills in the contest, that's otherworldly as far as we've gone this year. Slide attack, Strite powers off of Hansen and Harris. Kill number 29 and a ferocious attack for Strite. Her vertical is certainly superior to just about anyone out on the court. She stands at about 5'8", plays about 5'11" or above. Walker to Hansen. Sets up, flips it over the 2 blockers. And Strite pushes it. Deep corner. May have been out of bounds. Was returned by Walker. And it's 5-2 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. It's not a power attack. It's a finesse play. Nonetheless, a kill for Strite. And that puts her at the big 3-0. I don't think I've covered a player all year long with 30 kills. Outside. High and outside. And that allows the block to catch up to Hansen. And that is rejected. Abigail Hawk with the kill, 6-2. The home team with all the momentum and a big lead. 6-2 in set number 4 on a First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on MyLocalRadio.com. Timeout. We'll be back after this.
We know that when you think of Plains Tire in Evanston, you always think
The Tire Professionals.
Quality customer service. They're friendly with great prices.
I really like Plains Tire in Evanston.
But did you also know that the team at Plains Tire offers oil changes, windshield wiper checks, and free alignment checks? That's right, free alignment checks. We don't want you to quit thinking all those great things when you hear Plains Tire. We just want you to add to the list. Plains Tire, the tire professionals. Stop in today, 157 Bear River Drive.
Back here at Pinedale at 6-2 in set number 5, and I said it, I think, at the time, but just seen it happen so many times. If you are the underdog in a match, you got to get that team in 3, especially when you're playing a number 1 team in the Southwest Conference, and I think the top team in the region right now. But Lyman hung with them, and in fact, they were dominant at points in the first couple of sets, but once Pinedale was allowed to creep in and get a 25-22 victory in the third, they've just taken that and run. 6-2 lead, we're back underway. Serve over from Mahanovich, outside Hansen swings on it, and a big kill. Jamie Strite got run into by Nora Legursky, and a kill out of the break, much needed for this road dog Lyman team. Hansen back to serve. That's Bryce Hansen for Lyman. Floating serve just over, back right corner. Strite with the return up. They give the right side attack to Jamie. Deep corner push is out of bounds. Hansen was running for it. She couldn't get there, and it was fortunate that she was not. It's out of bounds. 2 straight points out of the break. Bryce serves again. Strite with the return. Mahanovich will be hard-pressed to get anything other than a return right side, and they do. Hansen gets the first touch. Walker can't get around Bryce. 7-4 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Strite on the serve up. Walker to the middle. Emma Nelson. A great return by Strite saves a would-be kill from Nelson. To the middle of the court. Hansen with the first touch. Walker outside to air. Off the hands of Hawk. Pushed up Mahanovich. Bump set from Hawk. Over the net though. Nelson tips it down. And here's the opportunity. It's Roxanne Rogers in the front line along with Hawk and Hansen for Pinedale right now. You've got Strite. 3 rotations in the back line. Look, Pinedale has fine attackers all the way around, but the player of the year in 3A right now is out of the attacking position. Roxanne Rogers with a deep corner push, and she says, hold on, I'll take care of this, and gets her 9th kill of the contest, 8-5. I didn't say it was a great opportunity. It was the best that they're going to have. Pinedale has a front line attack in 6 rotations. They're not a 3-rotation team. Outside, it's Air getting blocked. Picked up by Bradshaw. Good return there and a little dig there. Nelson on the right side flips the field. Mahanovic sets up outside Rogers, deflected. Air with the first touch, but it's into the bench. Nelson tries to get it on a second, but no third to be. 9-5 and almost out of points is Lyman. A senior night was en route to being spoiled. Down 2 sets to none. Pinedale was dead in the water, but they've climbed back, won the third, won the fourth, lead by 4 in the 5th. Outside Air tips it over the block. A return over the net. Mahanovic can't get it over. Well, she does, but then tip back down from Nelson. 9-6. Give Nelson a little tap down kill there, her 2nd of the contest. A 3-point deficit, most importantly, as Lyman serves. Pinedale trying to keep and extend that. Lyman trying to close the gap and force a tie here. Middle attack, it's Nora Legursky going high. Probably would have been out of bounds, instead returned. Backline attack, Hansen up on it. Rogers setting up. No, it's a dump to the middle. Heaton took control of that ball. Air winds up on the set. Push from Strite. Deep corner push on the second. Hansen is there. Dump set from Walker. 1, 2, a third is a push from Mahanovic to the back left side. What a senior they have in the setter, Maggie Mahanovic. She can place the ball on a dime, and she did that again there. 10-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. What was probably for most teams a just survived play, Maggie Mahanovic took an opportunity to push exactly where the defense had no chance of getting. Lyman was a little huddled up in the perimeter there. Outside attack goes for a kill. It's a point for Lyman off the point, or the kill from Kendall Dickerson. 10-7 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Mahanovic probably deserves more headlines than she gets at times. That placement of the ball, not just as a setter, an athlete, and an attacker as well. Down the line, a little roll shot from Hansen, and another push from Mahanovic. Air was there. Outside to Hansen for Lyman, off 2 blockers. A good controlled play by Dowson. And Strite from the back line cannot get it over the net. Hits the tape, bounces back. Point back Lyman's way. They're within 2. Timeout Pinedale. We'll take it as well. This is the First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on mylocalradio.com.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
Looks like both the contests happening involving Uinta County teams today are going to 5 sets. We're in a 5th set right now. Pinedale leading Lyman 10-8 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. And Green River takes set number 4 against Evanston to force a 5th set on that game. Also available on the mylocalradio.com network. First team to break the huddle for the first time in a while is Lyman, as they're out there as the clock hits double zeros. Pinedale still in the huddle, now breaking. It's Mandy Air with the serve on the right side of the net. Both teams wearing white. Pinedale with the green sleeves on the left side. Lyman in the white jerseys, black shorts on the right. Air the lefty, serves it over, and we are in place. Stride on the first touch. Mahanovic to the right side. Rogers is blocked. And Bryce Hansen with the stuff down. Just her 2nd block of the contest makes it 10-9. Lyman was down 6-2 when they took a timeout. Forced Pinedale to take a timeout a point ago. Now 1 away from tying it. Legursky deflected off the block. A setup from Walker to Hansen. 2 on her. She's stuffed down. Air saves it. Dickerson tries to flip it over behind her back. Cannot. Point to Pinedale. 11-9 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Roxanne Rogers is out. To serve for her, Elaine Lucero. Lucero with a 2-point advantage. Sends it over to the middle of the court. Libero's Bradshaw with the first touch. On an attack, Hanson, cross-court kill! Targeted Lasario, a good idea. 11-10 on that play. The kill for Hanson puts her at 20. A mere 10 behind Jamie Strite. Two big swingers coming from the left of the net on either side today. 11-10. Lyman serves with the lead of Pinedale's. Out of bounds. Jamie Strite hits it out of bounds. That is a unicorn right there. A tie game. 11-all on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Both sides have a timeout left. 4 points for a win either way. Strite with the return. They go right side on the attack. Deflected off the net. It was Legursky on the attack there. Harris winds up from the middle. Two on her. Dowan with the first touch. Mahanovic dumps it on the second. Walker to Hanson. She backs up. 6 from the net. Returned into the net. And it's a kill for Bryce. A lift called. Will negate the kill there, but there's emotionally a kill there as Harbor could not handle it. And Lyman, for the first time all set, has taken a lead. 12-11 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Dickerson serves over. High return. Tied on the net. Mahanovic to Strite. Crashes it down. 31 kills for Strite. And we're back at tied. 12-12. 3 points either way. Win by 2. Roll of the ball under the net. It's Nora Legursky with the serve. Just inbounds. Air with the first touch. Bump set from Walker. High to Hanson. Tipped down on the block, but a dig out for Lyman. Hanson had the block there. It's on Pinedale's side. Strite comes to the middle of the court, gets a good swing on it from the back line. Walker back to Hanson. She's been stuck on with a couple of blockers. Goes cross court. Jamie, sharp cross. Hanson is there. Walker swings on it. Sharp cross herself. Over back to Pinedale side. Mahanovic dumps it over. 12-all. Walker to Hanson. 2 blockers on her. Cross quarter and a kill. It is, no, not quite yet. We'll have to see. Can Strite get it over? No. Jamie Strite goes tumbling into the bleachers, the back line there. It's 13-12 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Lyman leads it. And a timeout taken. This one by the homestanding Wranglers, down by 1. 13-12 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board when we return the conclusion of this match.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self. And I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
(13-12) following a long rally that went Lyman's way. Got it over, a shanked return. Looked, it hit we got some rafters up here. I guess you can see if you look to the very top, the little wooden rafters hanging from the ceiling. Hit one of them, deflected off. As long as it stays on the side that's trying to return, it's inbounds and nearly over. Jamie Strite just barely missed getting it to clear the net. She had to go all the way back to the wall. 13-12, Lyman serves Pinedale, and Hanson is blocked. Strite makes an incredible save, and back to Hanson, that being Kylie Hanson. Bryce Hanson with the first touch, and the ensuing attack. 2 blockers on her, pushes it to the middle. First touch down, Strite at the 10-foot line, middle court. Sage Bradshaw, first touch up. It's a set from Walker to the back line. Air is out of bounds. Puts her hands up over her mouth. 13-13. Serve back to Pinedale. The serve is Maggie Mahanovic's. To the middle of the court. Air with the first touch. Walker sets up Hanson. Tips it over the block. Hanson pushes it up. Clark flips it over to the Lyman side. Walker back to Hanson. Try it again. Off the block one more time. Clark push from Mahanovic. Air was anticipating it. Walker just dumps it over. She ran into Madison Harris and still got it over the net. And the dump set kill puts Lyman at match point. Out of timeouts for Pinedale. The serve over from Hanson. Mahanovic sets up to the right side. Strite off the block and a kill. Put him at deuce. No surprise there that they go Strite in need of a point. 32 kills for Jamie. And she gets the serve. Leading killers for both teams today in the back line. Air, 6 feet away from the net. Off two blockers. Point to Lyman. Air with just 1 kill in last set. Her first kill of set number 5. Puts Lyman at match point number 2. And the serve is Madison Harris, a senior. Madison Harris, the senior. Led serve over, sliding down. Rogers gets the first touch, and a 10-foot line slap over is 4 hits. And Lyman has knocked off Pinedale. 16-14 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Lyman advances to 2-2 on the conference season. Pinedale drops to 3-1. We'll take a break here. Try to make sense of what just happened. What a great win for Lyman. They're not the same team from a few weeks ago. They are rolling, and they extend that winning streak. Next, a post-game coverage on a First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on mylocalradio.com.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
When do you schedule doctor appointments?
In bed before I fall asleep. In the car waiting to pick up my kids.
We can even do it after breakfast.
We all lead busy lives. Online appointment scheduling puts you in control. In just 90 seconds, you can make an appointment with a primary care provider or specialist at evanstonanytime.com. Select the day and time most convenient for you. Enter some basic information, and just like that, you're scheduled for care. Schedule appointments for next day and beyond at evanstonanytime.com.
It's important to feel like you belong. At Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, we understand the value of connection. When you become a member, you join our family. You become an owner of a not-for-profit financial organization, and your success becomes our success. We give back to our members by offering lower loan rates, fewer fees, higher yields, and more products and services. Become a member of Trona Valley Federal Credit Union today, and let's work together to reach your financial goals. We're a caring partner here for you. Member NCUA.
And I can't blame her if she's out of breath. Joining me now after the win, Bryce Hansen of the Lyman Eagles. You knock off Pinedale 16-14. Their first inside the region loss this year. How did you guys do it today?
Oh, well, I kind of wanted to beat them in 3. I mean, we beat them pretty good the first 2 games, and then we just let it slide. So we just had to come back strong the last game, pick up our intensity. Yeah, we just had to get them out of their system a little bit.
25-23 and 25-16 go the first 2 sets. And the third set definitely could have been Lyman's, however. This is what teams do that are good. They come back, and especially on their home court, 25-23, they take it. And then the wheels kind of fell off in the 4th set. It seemed like there was a big momentum shift, leading all the way to about halfway through the 5th set. When did we get it shifted back?
We just said, like, we can't lay down and die right here. We gotta go. This is gonna matter for our whole season. It's gonna matter how we go into regionals. It's gonna matter how we go into the state tournament. Like, we can't just let up so easy. We have to just keep going and push it and get our intensity up.
That was win number 19 of the season. More importantly, 2-2 in the conference schedule with 2 to go. You have Big Piney tomorrow, and then Mountain View next Friday. And that game, you had a 14-10 lead over them. And so that's just how close that conference schedule really is. At 1-2, you guys were better than that record showed because, you know, if you could give a draw, that Mountain View Lyman game really could have gone either way that first time around. But you get Pinedale. What's it mean to get a team of that caliber?
Oh, it's awesome. I think they're ranked number 2 in the state,
Yep.
so that's just like a total confidence booster going forward in our season. And it just lets us know that we can go all the way, like we can do this.
Okay, my Dr. McKay Franken precision play of the game, I give it out all the time. And it says precision in the name, but a lot of times I like to give it to funky plays, and that's where I'm going today. You assisted a kill to Brooklyn Walker back in set number 2. That was backwards volleyball. But she looked pretty excited to finally be the recipient. She gives you all those points.
Oh, she loves that.
You had to give her one that time.
Every time in drill, she's always like, I want to be the outside hitter. I want to hit. So she finally got to do that. She was pretty happy about that.
Well, congratulations. I understand there was like 20 Hansons in a bar in Idaho watching this game today. So if you want to say hi to anyone, now's your chance.
Oh, hey, guys. Thanks for watching all my games. It really means a lot. Keep tuning in, and let's go.
All right. Hey, thank you, Bryce. Thanks for joining
so
us. Better get on the road. I'll be joining you guys soon. So thank you very much, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
We will take a break now and come back with final stats on this First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on mylocalradio.com.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at Westar Printing design your business cards. Now with same-day and next-day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. Westar Printing, 307-789-5202.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
Welcome back post-game here on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. The final score in set 5, 16-14. I'll run you through those sets really quickly now. 25-23, the end of the first set. 25-16, the end of the second set. Both of those going Lyman's way. And then a 25-22, I think I said 23 when I was talking to Bryce. 25-22 set 3 win on a Grace Davis ace for Pinedale. And then Maggie Mahanovic gets a block on Bryce Hansen in set 4 to win 25-16 to force a 5th. And it was all Pinedale through the first 10 points or so. And then Lyman turned it on. They win 16-14. And they got it just in time. They were down 10-6, climbed back to tie it at 12 apiece, took a 13-12 lead, led it 14-13, and then led it 15-14. They did not face a match point tonight as they won it on their second match point against Pinedale. That puts Pinedale down to 3-1 on the conference season and still tied for the lead. But now it's not so cut and dry of how the Southwest Conference will be placed as far as the schedule. Pinedale had a path that if they got a win tonight and tomorrow they would be number 1. Well, they didn't get a win tonight. So now they go to Mountain View tomorrow. And if you're Mountain View, you're looking at this game probably thinking, oh, no, we're going to get every bit of frustration from Pinedale of this night, tomorrow night. But that's going to be a great game. Unfortunately, we can't bring that one to you because I'll be on my way to Graybull to bring a noon football contest to you of Lyman at Graybull. So let's go back. The last loss for Pinedale was on September 14th when they were in, I think, the semifinals of the 3A state preview. That would have been, I think it was the semifinal match. That's the last time Pinedale dropped a match going back a month and 3 days. For Lyman, they're they've been on a hot streak. Let's see now. Their last loss was against Cokeville on October 4th. They win 4 matches against Northwest Conference opponents and then get their first of the back half of the schedule in 5 sets today over Pinedale. So now they take on Big Piney tomorrow and then finish off the season with a game against Mountain View at Mountain View next Friday, October 25th. Said we'd run you through stats when we came back, so let's do that right now. Bryce Hansen leads the way for the winning team in this contest with 20 kills and a couple of blocks. I've got her with 3 blocks and an ace in this game. Mandy Ayer did a fine job as well, including getting some very big late points. 12 kills for her. Kendall Dickerson, 6 kills, 3 blocks. Madison Harris, 4 kills and 2 blocks. 2 blocks and 2 kills from Emma Nelson. Brooklyn Walker with 2 kills and an ace. Now for Pinedale, Jamie Strite leads the way with 32 kills for her, as we have Roxanne Rogers with 9 kills as well, 5 from Savannah Criddle, from Maggie Mahanovich. Savannah Criddle with 1 kill. McKinley Bolter with 2 and a block. Mahanovich with 4 blocks in that contest. Kyla Hansen, a kill and a block, and Nora Legursky, a few kills and a block as well. The aces came from Jamie Strite. She had 2, and Grace Davis had 1 to win set number 3. Now let's hand out the Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Play of the game, and I mentioned it before, but we'll formally hand it out now. It's from a broken play that, it wasn't precise, I guess. It goes away, but it was my play of the game. Bryce Hansen assists Brooklyn Walker in backwards volleyball. The outside hitter set to the setter, and she terminated on a line shot from the right side. I love it. I love it when players who, like you heard Bryce Hansen say, Brooklyn's always saying, man, I wish I was the outside. I just have to set it up for all you guys to get all those cool hits. It's cool when you get a player who finally gets to kind of do something like that and be at the forefront. And we should mention again one more time that Brooklyn Walker, now a recipient, or now has earned a school record for the most hold on there a second. For the most assists. There we go. I was having trouble with my words there. The most assists in a contest ever for a Lyman volleyball player. She had 66, breaking the previous record of 60, and that was not in this contest. That was against Lander in last week's conference duels. That will do it for us, as we will head on down the road south back to Uinta County. We'll be in Grable on Saturday, however, a noon kickoff, 11:20 a.m. pregame show. Join me on mylocalradio.com or on the radio at KNY on 99.1 FM in the Evanston and Bridger Valley listening area, as far out as you can get it, as we'll have a game for Lyman, as the Eagles will be trying to earn a playoff bid. I believe if they win, depending on how other things work out for Pinedale and level of that game, if they get a win and Pinedale loses tomorrow, then I believe Lyman is in officially. But a lot of volleyball coming up. We'll have one more contest, but we got Pinedale playing Mountain View tomorrow. Check that one out if you can. I think sometimes they do a Facebook live stream of that one, if you can have access to that. I think you can watch on that other site too, Lyman taking on Big Piney tomorrow as well. So that'll do it for us. Thank you for listening. I'm Jake Hibbard. We'll see you next time.
The preceding has been a wholly owned production of MyLocalRadio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media. Today's executive producer is Val Cook. We appreciate you tuning in to this MyLocalRadio.com exclusive of Lyman Eagles Athletics. We would like to take a moment to thank all of our sponsors and partners who make this all possible. And of course, thank you for tuning in. Check out our website for more information about future Lyman broadcasts, or like us on Facebook to stay up to date with the games. Until next time, go Eagles!